No.
Sorry,
We don't want to speak to you.
we need to see a signed in wetting by a judge liability order. I don't need to tell you who I am.
I don't need to tell you who I am. I don't need to show you.
I haven't asked you who you are.
I don't need to show you anything, then, do I?
Well, if you want access,
You're on your own today, aren't you, officers?
He's just threatening to break.
Are you on your oaths
today?
Hello, what?
Gary.
Yeah, I just owed it till 4 o'clock, though, that's okay.
I can't believe they're coming down with lights on for this.
Okay.
So you need to have his proof of claim.
Fantastic, that's great. Cheers. Right, that's that. Hey, you right?
Alright.
Just the bailiff there. Trespassing.
He's got no proof of claim. He hasn't got a signed warrant in wetting by a judge. So as far as we're concerned,
Threatening to break into his property.
there's no foundation evidence.
Are you two both standing on your oaths today? Can you answer me that yes or no, please, officer? Didn't answer the question.
Excuse me, officer.
Are you standing on your
Are you standing on your oaths today?
Distress warrant.
They'll know the law.
Well, we'll educate them in a second.
I didn't feel ready. We've been invited onto the property. Didn't answer me. Before we communicate, we want to know if you're standing on your own. Don't answer anything.
Yeah. They don't even know what the relevance of a distress warrant is.
Exactly.
They're not legally trained.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Isn't he off EastEnders?
Yeah, it looks like it.
There we are. Yeah. Tell him what he's actually looking at.
Okay.
Needs to be signed in ink. And the judge needs to be on his oath when he's signed it. Just smile. I asked him if he was standing on his oath. He just smiled at me. We need to know this before we do it. We don't want to communicate with him unless he's standing on your oath.
Well, to take his word, he's not legally trained, and nor are they. So it's the blind leading the blind over there.
Yeah.
Paperwork's neither here nor there from one of them to the other.
Ask him if he's signed. Yeah, that's right.
It's not an eviction, they wouldn't be talking to him for that long if he had authority. Peacekeepers standing on your officer vote, that's the only way we're going to communicate with yourselves. Thinking they've got authority, but yeah. You know what you got off them. They're not allowed over here.
All right, Sam.
This won't do. Hope you like YouTube. We're only going to talk to you if you're standing on your oaths, because we're not breaching the peace in any shape or form. We record this for our protection.
Is this another one?
Sounds like it.
This is where they're going to try and come mob-handed then.
Doesn't matter, we'll be polite, kill them with kindness. We'll all sit down on the floor and say, are you on your officer oath, yes or no?
It is as well, look.
We're not opening the door, full stop. Full stop, we are not opening the door. If you're unsure, we need to get Chief Inspector down here. If you're unsure about to deal with the situation,
Why are they wasting police time for one man with a false document?
Just a doubt.
Yeah, is it? Somebody will be a bit wiser.
like to fill anything.
This is private property. You can film
say
it all you
everything,
want.
everything
Yeah.
it is.
We need to know if they're on their own before we communicate.
They need to provide proof of claim and proof of authority in this case,
We don't
and
consent to actual sanctions.
No.
Just collect.
the documents needs to be proven it's the actual document. So
Gary,
don't answer.
No.
Sorry.
We don't want to speak to
We
you, mate,
need to
sorry.
see a signed in wetting by a judge liability order. I don't need to tell you who I am.
I don't need to tell you who I am. I don't need to show you.
I haven't asked you who you are.
I don't need to show you anything, do I?
Well, if you want access,
You're on your own today, aren't you, officers?
He's just threatening to break.
Are you on your
oath
oaths?
today?
Gary,
You
On your
know,
oaths?
to uphold the law of the land, are you standing on
No,
that today, sir?
no, not about these, mate, because I don't, you know me, I don't understand it. So
Can I
he's
just take
just
your
basically
numbers,
told
lads?
me, he told me,
3622.
well, they know the right time, don't they, me, so
We're here to help him. He doesn't want to engage in conversation with you.
no, clearly we do. Clearly,
Break it in now.
A couple of choices, mate, okay? It's laid down in that warrant. You can either pay the fees of what's due on the warrant.
is the warrant signed by a judge?
Is it signed by a judge?
Pay fees that signed.
Are you legally trained in these matters? Sorry, I don't think you're a solicitor.
Are you here to keep the
Stand
peace?
on my oath every single day.
So you're here to keep the peace, yes?
So
We
why
don't
this is a
consent-
private? Why are you?
Well, we're not.
Marston's are a
breaching the
private
peace in any
company.
shape or form. We're not opening the door.
Basically, mate, they've got a warrant there.
They're a
Not
private
warrant.
company.
It's a private company. It's a distress. It's not a warrant of entry.
Private company that have been assigned by the courts.
Who?
It's a legal matter.
Yeah, we don't consent to actual statutes.
either-
Legal doesn't apply to us, mate.
You can either let them in, so you can take the funds, £400 through assets and what.
None of this stuff in his house is his. He owns the house. It's not his property.
Or, if you don't let him in, they'll be calling a locksmith to come do it himself.
He threatened him.
You're gonna let who?
He threatened him with
You're
the
gonna
locksmith.
let him break into the house with a locksmith? Are you legally trained?
Are you allowed to do that?
They've got a warrant by the court.
Signed by who? Well, who's it signed by?
So those are the choices you've got, okay?
We haven't seen a warrant. There's no proof. There's no proof. There's no
Can the
foundation.
bailiff show him the warrant?
Hold on a minute.
There's no foundation evidence.
Let the police officers assist in them doing that.
Well, then they'll be taken to court then.
You need to see the warrant. You need to see the warrant, mate.
I don't understand what the police's interest is in a private company if we can't see a warrant signed by a judge.
We're here to prevent a breach of the peace.
Yeah, we're
No,
not.
we're-
And that's what
gonna
we're
breach the
preventing.
peace.
He's trying to break into this house.
We accept
Are
common
you
law.
allowed?
I've
Are you
not
allowed?
said that,
Are you
mate.
allowed
I'm
to
saying I'm
assist?
here to prevent a breach of the peace.
Yeah, we're not breaching it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
you can't assist him to break into a house. He doesn't have.
Telling you, that's why
Are you
Okay,
allowed
that's
to
fine.
assist-
Okay,
Are you
no problem.
allowed to assist them to break
I'm
into a
answering more
house?
questions. I said I'm here to prevent a breach of the
Yeah,
peace.
we're not.
Okay, right.
Just standing in our garden.
All he's
The,
asking to do
the
is-
legality of his documents is in
Ask the
question.
chief inspector and ask if the police officer is allowed to assist in a break-in. Good luck with that.
But we're asking to see the legitimacy of the documents, and nobody's providing it. So
if I come knocking on your door, you'd want to see proof, wouldn't you?
you're not
That's what he's
legally
asking
trained.
for.
You've seen
He's
a
asking for proof
photocopied
of
signature on an alleged warrant.
You know the law. You know this is
He
wrong.
hasn't
What he's
seen the
doing.
warrant, mate. He needs to see the warrant.
And we're not talking about actual statutes because we don't consent to them. We're talking about common law.
Are you allowed to assist?
common law
Are you
of
allowed
the land.
to? Sorry, can I? Are you allowed to?
I'm not answering any questions.
Are you allowed to assist in that
Public
matter?
servant who we pay does not want to
Now,
answer our
I
questions.
want to know if they're allowed to assist in that matter.
He's got a duty to answer our questions, but he doesn't want to. But it's all on tape. It's all on YouTube.
It's not signed.
Excuse me.
Mate, in English. It's got to be. It's got to be signed by a judge, mate. It's got to be signed by.
No warrant has been served, and it's not a warrant of entry, as far as we know. It's not a warrant of entry. It's not a. It's a.
Go and have a look at the warrant then.
Well, let's see. Yeah, can we see the warrant, please?
That's all he's asking. Can we have a look?
Just needs to see the warrant.
This is my house, you see. He doesn't have to show you the warrant. Has he got a problem to show? Why isn't he?
So we can actually just enter someone's property without showing a document on his say-so. Why?
Because I can't disclose.
Wait, what works? What law? What law allows him to do that? So does that mean I can do that? If I say I've got a document, I can bring a locksmith to your house.
Gary, can you ask him to look?
So if I can bring a locksmith to anyone's house without showing you any documentation? Well, why can he?
Jay, go with him, so film the warrant, the so-called warrant.
So how can he? The warrant's not signed.
When we make a civil claim later on.
Which I came to you with last time. Okay, this is a distress warrant issued by Cheshire Magistrate Court. It's
to distress you into
by
paying,
order
yes.
of the court.
Where's the signature?
I'm not here to answer questions to anybody on a third party.
If you don't know anything, ask me, and then you ask him the question. Perfect. Right. If you want to make things difficult.
You set up an appeal, didn't you, with the Crown Court?
No, he didn't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got
Basically,
evidence
what
to
happened? They
claim?
sent a summons to his house where he didn't live. It got sent back to the Crown Court, didn't it, Gaz? And then they're trying to charge him for it.
I got arrested through yesterday saying I've been charged £100.
So it's in dispute, this matter.
Now I'm still
It's still in dispute.
Gary,
matter.
Gary, ask him has he got proof of claim because you believe none exists, and proof of authority, even if he thinks he's got proof of claim.
Just to be clear, because what you said to me on the phone earlier is...
He's going to get a locksmith and break in, did you just say?
Someone with a locksmith and gone in, wouldn't he, if it was that easy?
You've just said he'll get a locksmith and break in.
You can change my words, you do what you like.
I've got you on film just saying that.
updated yesterday.
Is he?
So he's got to have
Okay, you seem quite pleased about that. Aren't you as a public servant? I'm sorry, I've been polite. I'm asking questions. I mean, a little bit. I wouldn't say it was ridiculous when a police officer. Not at all. I've just recorded the police officer saying that he's going to break into a house.
No one's above the law. These will tell you that. No one is above the law.
Call it what you like.
It wasn't me calling it. It was you. Is he? Okay. Well, well, we'll call the court, and until there's foundation evidence, there's an error of paperwork here, because there's been no proof of authority and no foundation evidence for proof of claim served. We're asking, can we see a warrant signed in wet ink by a judge? We don't believe there is one. And you're saying that he's going to be allowed to break into a house? Lovely.
He's just not agreeing with you, but you can carry on. That's all.
Let him speak to Gary first. You got the paperwork on?
Well, we're going to check it all now.
Okay, so the reason why you owe the court money is because you set up a date.
No, I didn't set us with the court. Set us
Right,
with
the
the
court,
police.
listen.
Just let Gary
Claims aren't evidence.
Right, the
Wait
court.
till finished and then say what. Okay, because you asked to set up a date to get your driving license back.
Right.
Okay, and you're telling me the court sent this to a wrong address and
No,
didn't give you that
Go on.
opportunity to go to court. Okay, so when I spoke to you about this in February, okay, we managed to speak to somebody at court and they said they'd give you the opportunity to speak to court again. Yeah, which you did do. Okay. Yesterday, I received a message from court, okay, Crown Court, to say that the judge wasn't entertaining.
We're not here to call. No, but we're waiting for a letter off the judge because he sent another one to him.
Who are you?
None of your business. Go on, carry
So
on.
please stop putting in.
I'll just speak to Gary.
Yeah?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Free Street.
Say it loud, can you speak to him?
I haven't finished yet, because if you remember, somebody who doesn't want to have you here put in.
Make sure you don't.
Right, so, like I'm telling you, we got a message from court. The decision from the judge is that this is to carry on, and we are...
Oh, excuse me. A judge can't preside over one. No, excuse me. Legally, a judge cannot preside over one. You have been granted an application for liability, not a liability order. And there's a big difference. And we're asking for proof. We're asking for proof of your liability order. Gary, ask him for proof of his liability order, because all he's been awarded is an application.
Okay, but he doesn't want to speak to you.
Gary,
A locksmith.
Gary,
If he doesn't want to engage,
He's telling him to get the
let's go then,
locksmith.
lads. We've
He's
finished
telling
now.
him to get the locksmith. Get that on tape. Get that on tape.
excuse me.
He's getting a locksmith. We've explained to him.
You're being asked for proof of evidence and proof of claim, and you haven't got it. So you can say what you like, but it'll be called out in court. This will go to court, and it will be called that you've got no foundation evidence of proof of authority or proof of claim. No such proof exists. He's refusing to answer legal questions. You're a public servant and he's a private company. It's alright, Gary. Gary, what we'll do, He's still not proved it. He's basically instructing the police. You're not going to get away with it, mate, because it will be requested in court for your foundation evidence, and you haven't got any, so you're going to look rather silly.
Explain this again.
I've explained
Right,
it.
he's got no foundation
Basically,
evidence.
he said that it doesn't have to be a warranting wetting.
Of course it does.
He said it can be a photocopy. He said it can be a photocopy.
That warrant doesn't entitle him to enter the property.
All he needs to know is that there is a warrant in place and there is a warrant with the power of entry in place. Simple as.
Right.
But there isn't. It's only the stress one. It's not the power
Right,
of entry.
without
It's the warrant of
providing-
entry, isn't it? You know what one of them is, don't
Without
you?
providing the evidence of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but
Exactly. But doesn't give a private
Rules
company.
are-
he's got no legal right to enter that
No,
property.
no.
He hasn't got the authority to go, and if he did, he would have come yesterday with a locksmith or the day before.
And what a judge cannot preside over one. So what is that, gentlemen?
Been threatening him all week.
If he comes with a locksmith, it's 999.
Come last week, yeah.
Gentlemen,
But
you
he was
know
getting- he was being really
a judge
cocky
can't
with
preside
it.
over one in court. Gary's not been to court. So
Yeah,
what
he
they've been
hasn't been to
awarded
court.
is an application for a liability order,
It's
not a
an actual
liability order.
so he hasn't got
So
any
he's
authority.
acting on an application as if it's a liability order, and you're saying he can go in with a locksmith. There's an error of law. Right, there's an error of law.
Telling you.
He's in dispute, this matter. That's all
The foundation evidence is missing, the paperwork is wrong.
There's a note there saying he can't trespass,
The
and he's
paperwork's
not read
wrong,
that.
gents, it can't be done. He's telling you he's got the correct paperwork and you're taking him at his word. You're not legally trained and nor is he. Right, can you ask one of your superiors then if what we're saying is correct, because you're taking him at his word and he hasn't got the legal documents. He hasn't got the right legal documents to do what he's doing. A judge can't preside over one. Gary's never been to court, so he's got an application for a liability order. Right, he hasn't got a CCJ. No. It's not a county court judgment we're talking about, that's an irrelevant point. What we're saying is, in this particular case, he hasn't got the right documentation. You're taking him at his word. None of us have seen the right documentation. He's got to provide the evidence to go into the property, surely. No one's seen a warrant signed in wet ink. He's shown a photocopy, that's it. No, he doesn't in law. He has to have it by a judge who was standing on oath at the time, signed by a judge. Otherwise, he's breaking the law.
To help people.
There's legal and there's the law.
Makes me emotional, mate, because they are here to protect the people. He's the one who should be getting
But we've already got it on film that one of the officers has said that he's just going to break in and that's that, so...
One said he'd go and get the locksmith.
Yeah.
That's an assistant.
He's an assistant, a private company. He hasn't got the right documentation. If he did, we wouldn't be protesting.
Documentation at all.
And we are very peaceful people, officers.
It's a peaceful protest because we know what he's doing.
Yeah, and we know we're in our right.
He's manipulating the law and the
Not
police
a
force
birth certificate.
for profit.
You're a flesh-breathing person, a real person. Got more rights than anybody, more than him, because he's in a company. I've explained it to you. As long as you know how we feel.
Okay,
where we
Gary,
are,
what we
we're
do
peaceful
is we ask him
citizens.
for proof of his foundation evidence, right? That is proof of his claim, because we believe none exist, and proof that those laws even apply to you as a
We just wanna
person,
see- we just
because he
wanna see
hasn't got
the
either.
evidence, that's all. Because we deal in evidence, that's all. You've got better things to do than this, haven't you, standing around with us idiots, you know what I mean?
Well, it's a waste of police time. That man there has come in with false documents, and he's got you for backup.
False documents, wasting police time. We didn't kill you, we're peaceful people.
He has an application for a liability order, and that is it. That does not entitle you to go into somebody's property. Well, at the end of the day, we can stand in the path and surely the locksmith's not going to physically move us all out the way.
Okay, so who's he found it now?
Don't know. It's phone in his
It's
office.
business to see what to do.
He hasn't got foundation evidence of his proof of claim.
Yeah.
A judge can't rule over one. Gary's not been to court. So what they've been granted is an application for a liability.
That's why I won't show it in the piece of
Yeah,
paper.
because it's not a liability order. No,
Won't show him now. 'Cause he hasn't got it, that's why.
because he's got an application for a liability order, not a liability order, because a judge can't preside over one. That all the guy knows I'm right.
The copper.
I said, we've not seen it, we've not seen anything.
Any of these signs, is it?
Well, I just said, why didn't you radio when you're not legally trained and you're here backing up a private company against people when you're a public servant? I've got that officer there saying he's just going to break into the house.
I know you have. Here you go.
He's not got the right documents, he's not got the right evidence. The police are going to go now.
I know they are. I've just told him he's not going into my property. He's breaking into my property.
Exactly.
Come on, let's go and ask him where they're going, Jay.
I wouldn't approach them, just... Yeah, good luck now, mate, on your own.
Don't be
No?
Don't be nice. Don't give them an education. Don't give them an education.
That other guy knew I was right there.
Once in an went, I know you don't like it.
Just don't tell him.
I went, what's your name? I went, Tommy Top Buzz.
Tommy Top Buzz. No chance. He hasn't got the right documentation and the police can't.
I want to make sure they go first, just in case, because I want to go make sure I'm safe.
No, coming in.
He's going to say, I said to the property.
20 minutes in there.
Gary, Jake,
Peaceful protest.
on your phone. Jake, get me a minute. Jake, get me a minute. I've just told the copper that we were. I said they threatening Gary with yous. I said, but we were actually wait. I said we were actually waiting for yous.
So your locksmith, if the police can't help you, the locksmith's not going to help you either.
No, we're going back to court to sort
Yeah, no,
this
we
out,
said
mate.
that, you know, it's not a police matter, it's a
Yeah, so
civil
why
matter.
did you phone them then?
You're wasting police time, aren't you? Yeah, you're wasting police time.
No, you nodded during the agreement.
Well, you've just said it's not a police matter. You called the police. You've just said it isn't. Well, there wasn't a disturbance.
You told me you called the police.
Let's just go. He's lost. We've won.
Bye, mate. Stay there all you want. Tell them, Gary, that you want to report him now because he's loitering outside your house. He's got no business being there. We'll call the police on you. That's how it works. Lads off the Wesley 1, police 0, bailiff 0. Gary! 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 Do you want to report that man?
Gary.
Listen, mate, you have acted as a police officer and we really appreciate that, mate.
Gary,
Honestly.
He's acted as a police
He's acted as a police
As a
officer today,
peacekeeper,
as a peacekeeper.
Right, let's go, let's go.
Gary, make a complaint about that man. He's planning a break-in. That man's, Gary, that man's planning a break-in. Phone the police.
Yeah, and he basically said that that guy's instructed the clerk and solicitors, however,
What they're waiting for, guys. Hold on, let me just get this on camera. What the police officer had just said is they're going to wait for a call off the clerk of the court, and if the clerk of the court...
he said they could go in at
He
first.
said if the clerk of the court says go in, he said then we're going in to the property.
Okay.
I said okay, so we'll have that on camera so when it does happen to
Right, come on, we
protect
can go now.
ourselves.
Yeah.